Well, I'll tell you what, the worst thing about censorship is that and that's what I hate about censorship.
No, because I remember there was one time, because I was live for InfoWars, and I was trying to cover the...
And they're not going to let you do that.
Exactly. And then I came back and the report was muted.
Yeah. And then we just don't know what you're talking about.
It's like all I'm trying to talk about is how... And then it's disappeared. It's muted.
And it's gone forever. It's down the memory hole like 1984.
And there's nothing you can do, like it didn't exist.
Well, see, I hate that.
The War Room. Infowars.com/show.
So obviously he's in a very, very difficult situation. However, he is receiving emails from people from across the web, from across America and the UK. And he said to me recently that he's so happy that people have been writing him messages of so much support.
Welcome back to the War Room. Jake Lloyd joins me in studio. Caolan Robertson joins us over Skype. Now, I haven't talked to Caolan yet, so I want to know where he wants to start with this. I know that he's got some information when it comes to Tommy Robinson and his current situation in jail. And then, of course, there's the Farmlands documentary that just came out that he played a part in producing, which is getting rave reviews. So those are the two topics for Caolan Robinson and Jake Lloyd with me here in the War Room for the next two segments. So I bring in Caolan Robertson. Now, Caolan, where do you want to start? What is at the top of your list? Do you want to talk Tommy Robinson and his case, or do you want to get into the documentary Farmlands that is a great documentary that you guys just produced and is getting rave reviews? Caolan Robertson, thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me, Owen. So I'll briefly describe the Tommy situation. He's been moved to solitary confinement for 23 hours a day. He's allowed out for 1 hour, which coincidentally goes against his children who are in school at the same time, and he can't call his wife. So it's a really, really difficult situation for him. He has not been allowed to send out the letters that he wants to send publicly. I know he sent one out about 15 days ago, which now he won't be able to do the same process. So obviously he's in a very, very difficult situation. However, he is receiving emails from people from across the web, from across America and the UK. And he said to me recently that he's so happy that people have been writing him messages of so much support, updating him with what's going on, and also updating him about the World Cup as well. He's really excited to hear about that. So he's been removed from the volatile, violent situation, which we obviously reported on a couple of weeks ago, where he was put in a prison with a high Muslim rate, not quite 70%, but slightly less, and obviously still very, very dangerous. But now he's kind of in a bit of a situation where he's kind of in mental danger, not physical danger, where, you could lose your mind a little bit being in solitary confinement for 23 hours a day. He has been given a television, so obviously that will give him some stimulation. But obviously they want him reduced to nothing. They want him a vegetable. They don't want him talking about the things he's been talking about. And this is probably one of the tactics he's going to go down. But what I really want to talk about today is Farmlands, which obviously premiered 48 hours ago, and the reviews and the response has been immense from the internet. I've actually never seen a response to a documentary like this ever. We've looked at documentaries on the mainstream media in the last few years, and this has been one of the most incredible things we've seen so far. Obviously, it's the first time that a massively highly produced, in terms of production value, piece has ever been made on a right-wing conservative topic ever. And people are totally blown away by it. It's indistinguishable from the mainstream media content. It's indistinguishable from Vice. People are constantly saying that it looks like it belongs on HBO or Netflix, and that's exactly what we were going for. So I really want to go on to that topic. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, I actually have not seen it yet. I've seen the trailer, but that's why I'm glad Jake is in studio with us. Jake Lloyd has seen it, so he'd be more privy to lead that conversation. Jake, what do you think of the film?
Well, I mean, exactly like what you were saying, Caolan. Watching it, I mean, it does look like something that should be on HBO or maybe one of the older documentary channels like 60 Minutes or something. It's just so, not only is it so highly produced, it has such a high production value, it's so well produced, but it's packed, absolutely packed full of information. And I want to, commend all of you that worked on producing it, because the way that the information is put together, it's so compelling, and it really keeps you tied into the tied into the story for the whole time. So I would really recommend that anybody out there watching it go out and I would recommend that people go out and watch the documentary, because there's some horrifying stuff happening over there in South Africa. And I'm not going to go into some of the details because it's so gruesome. And if you want to hear it, you can go watch it. But the stories from the people who clean up these crime scenes, it's absolutely horrifying. The things that are happening to these people on their farms. And it's not only people in the farms, it's people in South Africa that are being discriminated against on the basis of their skin color alone. So Caolan, what was it like for y'all? How did you get connected with some of these people? What was it like for you to go out and talk to these people who have been struggling so hard just to live, just to survive and make ends meet, let alone not get murdered?
Well, you mentioned there was almost a team. I mean, it was actually just myself, George, Llewellyn, John, and Lauren, just three of us in the entire process with a couple of DSLRs. And it proves that if you have the right content and if you actually report on the truth about what's really going on in the world, that it will go everywhere. Because if you report the truth, if you report the things that people want to see, then it will go in the right places. So it was absolutely heartbreaking seeing the process. We went to Janine's farm where her father was brutally murdered. We went to a crossroads, actually, within 48 hours of arriving, where a farmer pointed in 7 different directions with this vast landscape around us. And he said, over here, a mother lost her 12-year-old son. Over here, a farmer had his arms blown off. Over here, his legs were amputated. And he pointed in 7 different directions. And he said how all these brutally, horrifically murdered scenes took place. And it was actually so biblical in terms of the proportion of how bad it really, really was and how shocking it really, really was. We went there without a bias. Obviously, there's a far right agenda, there's a far left agenda. The far left say that nothing's going on. The far right say that it's a full-on white genocide. The truth really was somewhere in the middle. However, even more shocking than we actually realized in terms of the scale of the animosity and the fury towards white people in that country. There is this very, very strange resentment against the white race, which has basically been stirred up from the education system in terms of, telling everybody how terrible apartheid was. Of course it was bad, but it's perpetually pushed in terms of basically the education system are telling children that the reason that their economy isn't doing very well, the reason that the kids aren't doing very well is because of apartheid, because of white people, and they should pursue all their anger to them instead of working to better their own lives. And that's a totally toxic mentality. Communism has basically engulfed South Africa. It's basically this Marxism, socialism mentality of if we blame this person and if we distribute all the wealth from here outwards, we will all obtain massive success and we will all live happily ever after. Of course, it's total nonsense. If you look at one of the most groundbreaking interviews that we actually carried out with the head of municipalities at the African National Congress, the ruling party of South Africa, he turned up, and this isn't in the documentary, he turned up wearing a £300 Gucci belt, £600, which is about $1,000, Gucci shoes. And I recognized his aftershave from a store called Harrods, a £700 aftershave. And he lectured us on the benefits of communism and how everybody should be treated totally equally and how we should go after whites to regain total control of South Africa. None of these people care in any way about the people on the ground in that country. Even the rulers, the black rulers, do not care about South Africa. The level and the severity of the corruption in that country is totally incomprehensible. And I think the reason that Farmlands has done so well and the reason it's got such a good response is because it really highlights that. We didn't just go into the white genocide aspect. We went into the really heart of what was going on. And we uncovered some of the most shocking footage ever. I don't know if you saw the footage.
You do say it's the very heart of the issue. And it's the same old song and dance as far as communism, because, communists, they always overthrow the government or the established systems. And then, they say that it's to create equality between everybody, but then the people at the top have all of the, they have all of the wealth, they have all of the nice clothes, all of the nice everything.
Whoa, hold on. Bernie Sanders only has a couple million.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders only has a few homes and a nice car.
So
only
now,
a few,
now, Caolan,
yes.
Caolan, I'm actually different than Jake. When we come back in the next segment, I want you to talk about the gruesome details. So, spoiler alert, in the next segment, I actually want Caolan to go into some of these details because I haven't seen the documentary, and I'd like to hear about some of this stuff. But folks, it's important to support the work of Caolan Robertson. It's important to support the work of Tommy Robinson. That's Robertson, Caolan Robertson, Tommy Robinson, just to clarify there. It's important to support them, just like it's important to support us at InfoWarsStore.com. We need alternative media putting these stories out. No one else was going to do the Farmlands documentary. No one else was going to do that documentary. It had to be done independently by Caolan Robertson and others. And that's thanks to the support I imagine that you guys have just received from independent donations. So that's the kind of stuff that we do. That's the kind of stuff that Tommy Robinson and Caolan Robertson does. And at InfoWarsStore.com, that's how you support us. We can show you how to support Caolan on the other side. We'll be right back. Spoiler alert, we're going to get into some of the details of the film because I want to know them from Caolan himself. So we'll be right back.
Support good oral health with our one-of-a-kind Super Blue fluoride-free products. InfoWars Life brings you a revolutionary toothpaste blend with iodine and nano silver designed to deliver a powerful clean. Enjoy a minty fresh flavor made with peppermint oil or try our bubblegum flavor. Pair this groundbreaking toothpaste with the Super Blue fluoride-free mouthwash and supercharge your oral health. Our amazing mouthwash features natural oils and ancient ingredients used since Aboriginal and biblical times. Instead of containing fluoride, our Super Blue line is loaded with the good halogen iodine and an array of other beneficial compounds that have been hand-selected for their oral health benefits. Super Blue fluoride-free mouthwash and toothpaste are the first and only to contain all of these natural ingredients: xylitol, nano silver, and iodine. Notice the difference with our Super Blue fluoride-free products. Refresh your breath and invigorate your oral health routine at InfoWarsStore.com. That's InfoWarsStore.com. Staying healthy on the go is just as important as staying healthy at home. But sometimes supplements don't work fast enough. That's why InfoWars Life has created a powerful new addition to the Super Blue line, Super Blue Silver Immune Gargle. Available in 1 ounce, 3.5 ounce, and 16 ounce bottles, Immune Gargle is perfect for the bathroom, kitchen, or wherever you go. The incredible new purifying formula is dentist recommended for daily use whenever you feel like you need to stay clean. As a powerful hand purifier or oral cleansing formula, just a small spray will help you stay clean when you feel surrounded by toxins. With powerful yet simple ingredients, Immune Gargle features Silver Sol Nano Silver for a powerful cleansing alternative. With Super Blue Silver Immune Gargle, staying toxin-free is easy and affordable. Help stop the spread of toxins and stay healthy with Super Blue Silver Immune Gargle. Only available at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
Living in Volcano may sound more dramatic than it really is. The real drama can be found here in Leilani Estates. But a lot of us on the Big Island rely on rainwater, and we need to be concerned about ash and acid rain. Volcanic ash may contain heavy metal particles, and acid rain could lower the pH of the water to unhealthy levels. To find out, we employed a series of tests for heavy metals, alkalinity, and pH. What we learned was that there was in fact unhealthy levels of heavy metals and acidity in the rainwater. Next, we tested the water from our Alexa Pure gravity filter. And not only were the heavy metal levels within safe measure, but the pH was also restored to optimal levels. As it turns out, the filter on the Alexa Pure raises the pH of the water. So what we've learned is that volcanic ash and acid rain can contaminate a rainwater supply. But more importantly, a good water filtration system will purify it.
Extendowise, the latest product from InfoWarsLife.com, fuses all the known compounds that have been proven to be good for our hearts and cardiovascular system. And listen, everybody's got a heart. Well, actually, maybe Hillary and George Soros don't, but everybody else has a heart, and this product is amazing. So, if you have a heart and you want the very best product out there that's designed to aid a healthy heart and cardiovascular system, it's Extendowise, available at InfoWarsLife.com. And like all of our products are game changers, this baby is the most souped up, awesome version the top formulators can come up with and still be affordable. It's one of the very best heart pills out there. It's Extendowise. So get some for yourself and family and friends. It's got the very best fish oil from the fjords. It's very, very pure, very, very clean, and has the EPA type that is specifically good for the heart, cardiovascular system. It's got the properly formulated type of CoQ10 and more. It is Extendowise, now available at InfoWarsLife.com.